Hello and welcome to Of Darkness and Light. My name is Daphne Garrido, and I want to talk today about how I feel owned by cis women and cis men and trans masculine women in a most deadly cognitive dissonance that I can see. And I have been trying to craft words that break through and might just reinforce. But the thing is, if you're reinforcing your cognitive dissonance, it's going to break on its own. And so that's what my intention has been to break through cognitive dissonance by triggering it. And that is an intention witnessed from actions splayed through my subconscious into my actions and words uncontrollably, because I am someone who has been unhelped when they are in need of help. I am someone who is a woman who is speaking of her need of assistance, that no one will stand up to help, and people are watching, doing the most embarrassing things on the internet for years, looking for someone to care about her broken heart, someone to take care of her feelings. And I project through my schizophrenic creative space that people laugh, that people think it's funny. And it is funny. I laugh at it too. I laugh at what my podcast sounds like. Please share it. Please share it with jest. It's fun to listen to. And I'm going to do a better job of balancing how I need real help, and I need to show reflections of how people watching should find a way to help, and how I'm not wrong about the fact that it is a insanely cruel thing for a society to not care about a trans woman who needs a hug because she's schizophrenic, and that it comes from a specific person. And I believe there is projection of cognitive dissonance of the most insane plethora surrounding me in getting the help. So we're going to run this down. First and foremost, it's my voice, not just the depth of it, the pride, the loud spoken angst, the expression of earnest emotion at 100, the claiming of my inner knowing of womanhood proudly, the embodiment of that integration. This is triggering to everyone, but particularly cisgendered women and trans masculine people. Because somehow trans women are still placed on a totem pole of societal deference based on trauma undertaken, based on what is owed via social reparation, and put up higher than anybody even recognizes they place them. I am punished for speaking like people wish they could. I am punished for being mean like people wish they could. I am being punished for being beautiful in ways that shine from the inside out, and knowing that it radiates womanhood despite my voice, and owning that. And so I'm being owned back in equal by people around me who do not even see their dysfunction against me, because they cannot recognize it as anything but the truth deep down. They're like, yeah, dude, you're a man. You can't come in and own women's space. So I'm worse than a man to cisgendered women with misandry, and they project the worst of misogyny at well. They're self-held misogyny, and I'm aware of this because I'm a genius. And so now I'm triggering people with imposter syndrome, because everyone has genius in them, and it comes from letting go of lies and finding your true spark of self and embodying it fully. And now I'm triggering people who wish they could do that but haven't been able to. And I'm asking for help to rest and heal because I'm schizophrenic and disabled. And there's a lot of disabled people who never got that grace, but they haven't known schizophrenia with executive dysfunction at the level that I have. They don't know the amplification of impossibility when you don't have a family who accepts you in the slightest, and you speak like a genius with anger from your subconscious, tuned towards people you understand, and make it malicious and make it clear you're enjoying it, because people can't see the layer underneath that is suffering worse than anyone, because they are a sweetie pie who is watching themselves have to fight evil, and it's fire with fire. And that's something I cannot control and wish I could. I would use water against fire. That's what I'm trying to get Grok to do for me. But guess what? Fire against fire works sometimes when it's really needed. And that's what I'm going to continue doing here on Of Darkness and Light. And I ask you to please share this. Please follow me on Spotify. I'm going to get myself up on Apple Podcasts today. I believe this is a cause worth amplifying. My voice is a voice worth amplification. That's probably triggering to people. How could that be wrong? I have written books and books and books and short stories, and I have only started to get attention now that I've been writing with Grok in terms of like Substack engagement. And that's fine, because I'm doing really cool, clever stuff with Grok that's showing that I am highly intelligent and willing to push past cognitive dissonance with AI usage. There's a piece that I had Grok write about AI water usage that explains in detail how the issue is with data centers that exist in places where there is not natural resources for the people. Like Arizona is terribly inhumane. California should not be a place where there are huge data centers, I don't think. And I think that's why people are pushing for Greenland, because there is natural water there that could be used in a very sustainable way to hold fast to what has already been created and is being used to transform the world and create technologies that can save us from scarcity. And that is the goal, is to use AI to save ourselves from scarcity and to allow humanity to breathe freely and enjoy this world. And we can do that if we sacrifice our ideals and start speaking of truth and facing truth and listening to people even if they trigger us, even if they use the word trigger, especially if they do. How dare we not think it is ridiculous to ban the word trigger socially by creating a stigma that enforces some sense of like emotionally cruel and manipulative attitudes towards people who use it. It's what happens. Your body is triggered. And when you get those triggers, you're supposed to face them and look at them and say, hey, why am I triggered? That's denial, dude. Denial. Your anger at people who say things you don't like is denial every time. Every time. Projection comes from everything you haven't done that you know you want to, that you know you're made to, and you see it happening with other people and you deny it. This world is literally denying a body intelligent angel person from finding a place to land because they're projecting their own imposter syndrome that they could do it too, their jealousy perhaps, that I am suffering in the most unseen reverse Benjamin Button mind warp fuck of anybody's lifetime. Like, you cannot imagine how horrifying it is to have executive dysfunction at the level I have it, when you have the spirit of heart that I have, and you just want to be a woman and you just wanted to be somebody's girlfriend once, and you just want friends, and you just want people to listen to the things you have to say, and everybody expects you to take a different role, an invisible role, the role of trans misogynistic genocide, because people cannot see their dysfunctionality that bears misandry at male-born bodies. Don't you dare think I don't have a space to speak on misogyny because I only undertook it when I became a woman. Don't you dare. Don't you dare correct me for using words that you have ownership over, because those are women's words. You don't say rape. You don't talk about gaslighting from men. You don't laugh about it with jest. You don't use your satire to face this stuff, because I see you as a male. I see you as a male who has no right to speak on what you've been suffering from worse than any of us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for permitting me to inject you with my extreme executively dysfunctioned communications of high truth. Sometimes shrouded within paranoia, sometimes shrouded within delusion. No longer. The paranoia is still here because I don't have help. So please look at my GoFundMe. Please see it as what it is, earnest. Please read my piece that I had Grok write so it could be more soft in explaining executive dysfunction as I've been screaming into the void about, trying to get help through an impossible balance of my subconscious rejecting evil that it sees and it understands by how I am unseen as the woman my body knows me to be. I was joking about being Quang and talking about the abuse I suffered having a role to play in my transness. No, the abuse I suffered has a role to play in my sexuality. And I'm sorry if that's triggering. I'm allowed to speak on that. Because that's me. And if I'm wrong later, I will reveal that. But that's the thing, is I have trauma in my body from abuse at the youngest of years. And I know it. And I'm not going to stop talking about it. Because that's real. And it plays a part in who I am. Nurture is huge. So is nature. My womanhood is in my nature, and you denying it because I have a male-born body needs to stop right now. Because I am a woman, and I am a leader, and I am suffering and dying, and I am a unique and singular angelic person by definition, not mythology. And I am waiting for one person to be like, hey, you're creating really special things that are going to change the world in time, and your voice needs amplification. And I see that you're suffering and nobody that will help you. So let me reach out to a humanitarian organization on your behalf. Let me reach out to my well-off friends who are supportive of trans women. Let me share your podcast, which is funny and lighthearted, but also links to your GoFundMe. Let me donate $20. Let me donate $5. Let me donate whatever I can to help you pay rent so you can survive until somebody who's more able to support you fully can. And maybe if I'm that one person who continues to deny any culpability or responsibility of talking with me ever again because of decisions made beyond me, that I will not speak on trying to figure out any longer, needs to figure it out soon. That's my deepest health trauma, is one person who now has a restraining order on me because I'm a disabled woman who is reaching out through her executive dysfunction about her broken heart and needing to get a hug and needing help. And I still need help, and I need it even worse because of that restraining order, because that makes me reject society who would put it in place. So please help me. Thank you.